Hey everybody, Leafspeed here. Alrighty then. So, it's been a while since we've done one of these things. Yeah, it's probably been a while, but you know, it's just stuff. And you know, I did a recent deck profile for this deck, and I will try to do more, you know, use different decks again and stuff like that, but I've mainly been focusing on this one because, well, the new support has come out for this, and then the Shinra plant archetype as well, but we'll get into that later on because, you know, I want to mainly try to fix this deck up, try out some new stuff. Mainly one new card at the moment, but there's other stuff to test out later on as well. But I mainly want to talk about a particular card in Legacy of the Valiant. And honestly, and you know, I think everybody saw that one coming. You know, we get another plant princess, flower princess, whatever. You know, we got Tytannial, Talaya, Mariña, and now we have a new one, the Earth one. We basically got one for all the basic elements now in Chirubime, Princess of Maples. Now, I gotta say, for what she has as far as stats and effects, I think she's exactly what this deck kind of needed, or a deck like this would need. Like if you're playing plants of some kind, you know, Chirubime actually adds a layer that the deck didn't initially have before, or if it did, it wasn't that good. But I mainly talk about her effects. Like, they're very good effects on a side note, but for people who aren't aware, I guess, you know, people who are left in the dark, she is Earth plant effect at level 8. She has 1800 attack, 2800 defense, so clearly she's more of a wall, if anything, and not an attacker. But that's not always a bad thing, because, you know, that's not too impressive as far as, like, you know, like if we're gonna have plant beaters, 1800 isn't gonna cut it. But I think the effects make up for it. Your opponent cannot target other plant type monsters for attacks. If this card in your possession is sent to your graveyard by your opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect, you can special summon one plant type monster from your deck except Chirubime, Princess of Maples. Alright, so first off, having 2800 defense is pretty good. Your opponent cannot target other plant type monsters for attacks. This is fantastic. This effect by itself is fantastic. You know why? Because the problem that, you know, even when I played this deck, or if anyone's playing a deck like this using, you know, Meliae and stuff like that, the problem is that, well, Lonefire is pretty weak and Meliae has only got 1700 attack. Unless you have traps or something like that to protect them, yeah, it's not easy to just summon a monster with like the same amount of attack or more attack to take them down. With this, that's not going to be happening. You know, Chirubime is going to be there in defense mode, pretty much blocking whatever attacks you throw at other plants. So this serves as a nice defensive pivot as well. But if you thought that was pretty good, if you thought that was decent, her other effect's pretty good too. I don't know if it's going to make plants like a tier 1 deck or whatever, but it's definitely going to help patch up another area in as far as, like, you know, what they may have been lacking. You know, when she gets into the graveyard while in your possession, you can summon a plant type monster except for Chirubime from your deck. Now, this particular effect works very similarly to Lonefire Blossom. Lonefire Blossom, you tribute a plant type monster to summon one from your deck once per turn. Now, obviously, she's not as flexible as Lonefire Blossom because, one, she's level 8, so you're going to want to summon her with Lonefire Blossom or Gigaplant if you already have him on the field. Or if you want to just normal summon or normal set, you got to tribute too. But the point is, she floats for another plant whenever she dies. And being a wall 2 is really good because your opponent's probably going to have to use some kind of resources to take her out. And what I really like about it is that she does not miss the timing. She just has to be in your possession. She could be in your deck, she could be in your hand, or on your side of the field. Of course, you will not get the effect if your opponent, I don't know, uses a number 11 Big Eye to take her, or whatever, uses any kind of card effect to take control of this card. Yeah, so you have to keep your eye out for that. But what I really like about this setup is that, well, you basically have it set to where when you go for Junk Forward and Lonefire, get Dandelion, go for Meliae, detach, get Fluff tokens, get back to Lonefire, tribute a Fluff token to get something from your deck. You can, instead of Talaya, you can get Chirubime in defense mode. Now, this pretty much makes it so that your opponent's gonna have to like use Dark Hole or something to get rid of all of them. But even then, you still get another plant type monster from your deck whenever Chirubime gets sent to the grave by an opponent's card effect. So that's pretty nice too. And not only that, you can also set up to where you might have Talaya on board as well. If you have Talaya and freaking Chirubime on the field, you got a pretty good lock combination already. You know, I talk about the whole Talaya lock thingy, which sounded pretty weird when I said it the first time. It's pretty good. It pretty much means that, oh, well, do you want to destroy my other plants with card effects? Well, you got to take out Talaya first. And even then, like, so if you have Talaya and Chirubime, it's like, oh, Dark Hole? Okay, Talaya dies, but not Chirubime. Now she'll still be walling in defense mode. And if I have other plants like Gigaplant out, you can't attack them. If I have Lonefire out and other plants that tribute like fluff tokens, you can't attack them. So Chirubime protects your plants and floats. That's pretty good. I don't know if it's gonna make plants a tier 1 deck, but if they do, it'll definitely be because of this card's help. Because, you know, she adds another element to the deck. You know, I mean, this deck particularly didn't have much defense. Now you do have some kind of defense, besides, you know, trying to lock up with having 2 Talayas on board. And I mean, if you can get, you know, Tytannial too, it's all the better. But obviously you still have the same problems. Drawing the Flower Princesses unless you have trade-in is terrible. And for people wondering if I'm ever going to use that freaking card, I probably will. Once I figure out where I could put Mariña back in the deck, because I took out Fallen Angel Roses for Chirubime, and I don't know what to take out, or if I should just make this deck 41 and add Mariña, because I did say I want to try and put all 4 of the Flower Princesses in the deck. So it will definitely be a little bit tricky, but it's certainly not impossible. But yeah, Chirubime just adds another nice layer of, you know, like there are some, like she covers another area of weakness, I guess. But of course, the same weaknesses are always the same. You kind of want to summon them from the deck. Drawing them is bad for the most part. However, she floats and redirects attacks from your opponents, you know, attacking your other plants to her. So, you know, that's pretty good too. So, I don't know. She has a lot of promise, and yeah, for people who, you know, who didn't care about the other Fire Princesses, well, you might want to start getting them now. Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this stuff. And yeah, I like it a lot. And honestly, in this video, you know, because my opponent was playing Chronomaly, which is a very cool deck. In fact, with the new support, I think they definitely are better than they were before. They got a freaking Stratos and everything. And the new YuseiTheSynchroHero is crazy if you were watching that happen at the same time. It was freaking good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this stuff, what you think about Legacy of the Valiant and stuff like that, and I'll see you guys later. So peace out, guys.